Good evening, good evening, good evening, my brothers and sisters. How are you doing this beautiful evening? We're at the midpoint of this week. I hope that you all had a very good and prosperous day. Your brother Tony, he is feeling excellent, blessed with a twist of serenity, and I hope that you all had excuse me, an outstanding day. With that said, my brother and sister, if this is your first time coming to the dinner table, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. I talk about relationship from a spiritual point of view. And those of you that normally come to the dinner table, how you doing, brothers? How you doing, sisters? We're probably gonna have some guests tonight. I don't know, but if some guests come in, just scoot down a little bit and let them sit down. And as a matter of fact, let them come on in and get some of this good soul food because you know I got plenty of good soul food for you, my brothers and sisters. Okay, now for those of you that don't know me, my name is Tony M. Toomer. Okay. And my position when it comes to relationship, I strongly believe in a relationship between that of a man and a woman. I come from a biblical perspective, okay, a biblical. When you look in the book of Genesis, God established the relationship of that of a man and a woman, with God as the foundation of the relationship. Now, if you have a different point of view of relationships, that's your decision. You got a free will. But if you decide to come to the dinner table, I'm letting you know now, I come from a biblical perspective, and I strongly believe how God started the relationship off. I strongly believe that God established a pattern in the relationship, a man being the husband, a woman being a wife, and God being God, and God is the foundation of that type of relationship. Now, with that said, my brother and sister, I want you to be aware, my brother and sister, that I'm on two different platforms. I'm on the book and I'm on the tube. Those of you that are on the tube, I may make some comments to those on the book. You may not see their comments, but I call out their name every now and then in the comment. And vice versa, those of you that are on the tube, I may make some comments to those that are on the book. You may not see their comments, but I call it their name and what they said every now and then, okay? And thank you, my brother and sister, for coming in on the dinner table. You checking in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How you doing, Sister Pamela Simmons from Dallas, Texas? How you doing, Jashawn Murphy? How you doing, Brother Keith Braxton? How you doing, Kendra William, and the rest of you brothers and sisters that coming in, coming in, coming in. Come on in and get ready for some of this good food for your soul. If you look at the menu for tonight when you sit at the dinner table, my brothers and sisters, we're going to chop in on a topic called 7 reasons why a man or a woman wants to come back into your life. Again, 7 reasons why a man and a woman wants to come back into your life. Now, my brother and sister, have you ever, some of you I'm talking to now, have you ever wondered why someone that you had a relationship in the past didn't appear to like you that much? They didn't appear to have time for you. They treated you with no respect. They rejected you. And possibly some of you have gotten ghost. Some of them people that you was in a relationship with ghost you. Then all of a sudden, my brothers, and all of a sudden, my sister, here they come. They popping in. And you may get that phone call or that text like, how you doing, stranger? How you doing, big head? And all that kind of stuff. You know how they just come in and you weren't looking for it, so they hit you from the left, someone that you had a relationship in the past. How you doing, Sister Michelle Berry? Praise the Lord. Come on in, sister, and have your seat. And that's what we're talking about tonight. Some of you brothers and sisters, you can't identify because you, brother, you're a good, solid man of God. Sister, you're a good, solid woman of God. And sometimes, even godly men and godly women, we sometimes get entangled with worldly people. And I'm one of the poster children, my brother and sister. I have gotten involved with worldly women. I sure have. And I don't want you, brother, to get involved with no worldly women. I have already walked that death valley for you. So I don't want you to get into the death valley, brother. And I also have walked it for you too, sister. I'm telling you, brother and sister, take it from your brother Tony. You don't want to be involved with a worldly man or a worldly woman. Now we're going to go into an appetizer tonight. And the appetizer is we're going to go back to the Old Testament, and we're going to talk about briefly what God told the Israelites. Okay, listen to this very carefully. Listen to it very carefully. When we go to Deuteronomy 31:6, Deuteronomy 31:6, Deuteronomy 31:6, the Lord is doing the talking. He said, be strong and of good courage, fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he is that does go with thee. So the Lord will go with you, my brother and sister. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. The key word, the Lord will go with you, my brother and sister. He will never fail you, my brothers and sisters, and he will never forsake you. That means disown you or abruptly leave and leave you go. I'm going to say that again. The Lord will always be with you, brothers and sisters. The Lord will never fail you, my brothers and sisters, and the Lord will never forsake you. Always remember those three words, okay? Sister Pamela said, he may have changed his mind and want to date you again, or he may feel like he messed up when he left you. Good point, Pamela, good point. Now, we're going to get into 7 reasons why that man, sister, or that woman, brother, wants to come back into your life, and you better look out for it because it's going to happen. It's going to go down. Just give it time. And you're going to get that. You're going to get that call out of the blue. You're going to get that text out of the blue. You may get an email. You may get something coming to your house, your job, somebody. That person may get in contact with your friends that they didn't like anyway, or they might get in contact with your family member that they probably didn't like anyway, but they will pull out all stops just to get back to you. Now, we're going to look at 7 reasons why some of these people do it. And when I say some of these people, I got to tell you, my brother and sister, I'm basically talking to you, brothers and sisters, that you tried to make a relationship work with a worldly man or a worldly woman. Now, I know you could have some bumps with a Christian, but I'm talking to some of you brothers and sisters, like your brother Tony, try to make it work with worldly women, not one, more than one. Try to make it work, but it never worked. So the Lord had to cause the light bulb to go off in my head. And when he called that light bulb to go off my head, I had to go away. And let me tell you, God way is the best way, my brother and sister, when it comes to a relationship. How you doing, Sister Cynthia Palm? Welcome to the dinner table. Number 1, that man or that woman, they thought that the grass was greener on the other side. That's what they were thinking. That man or woman, that worldly man, that worldly woman was with you. You tried to make it work. You try to make it work to the point, my brother and sister, because I have experienced it before, where you actually put that person on a pedestal and you move Jesus out of the way. I have been guilty of that. Move Jesus out of the way. One thinking clearly, but move Jesus out of the way and putting this woman or women on pedestal, and Jesus theoretically, and I'm just figuratively speaking, start eating the popcorn and say, I'm going to enjoy this show and let Tony fall on his face. I'm going to let Tony hurt because he's not doing it my way. So the Lord up in heaven eat some popcorn and enjoying the show because he know this movie is going to be a failure at the box office. Now, number 1, the grass appear to be greener. When the grass appear to be greener, my brother and sister, most of the time, that man, sister, that you're in a relationship with, brother, that woman that you're in a relationship with, most of the time, he or she starts seeing someone else. Most of the time, that's what normally happens. They start seeing someone else. And when they start seeing someone else, my brother and sister, you did notice the change in the pattern and behavior. If you into psychology, my brothers and sisters, not psychology, but sociology. Yeah, that's sociology. Sociology, my brother and sister, is basically about patterns and behavior. Okay, basically about patterns and behavior. Every man and every woman, my brother and sister, have patterns and behavior. If you be around a person quite a bit, you will sometimes anticipate what he or she gonna say. You may anticipate a reaction that he or she may do. You may get to the point where you know when he or she gonna call you, when he or she gonna text you, when he or she going to try to be in your company, all kinds of ways there's pattern and behavior. So you get used to pattern and behavior. The trickiest part is when that man or that woman get off his or her pattern. A man and a woman, you could be good for a little while. And I said good for a little while. Most of the time, they do some sneaky stuff, my brother and sister. You were trying to make this relationship work with this person. You thought that this person would be your husband. You thought that this person would be your wife. You thought you could, before you thought they could be your husband and wife. You thought that you could get engaged to this person. You on a subconscious level thought that that man and woman would change, but you forgot you can't change anyone. That man and woman got to change within his or herself. But in order for a man and woman to change, that man and woman need Jesus to change them for the better. No man or no woman cannot change his or herself for the better. They need Jesus. And that's just all to it. And I just letting you know now, some of you brothers and sisters right now, as I'm talking, you ain't got to raise your hand. But some of you, not all of you, some of you are in a relationship with a word of man, a word of woman, and you trying to make it work. You trying to make it work. You trying to make a square go into a circle or a circle go into a square. It will not work. You trying to get a piece of a puzzle and force the pieces together, it will not work. When it comes to puzzle, there's a right part of the puzzle to go in. But a lot of people try to force things to go together. When you force things to go together, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So the grass is greener. That man or that woman, they start basically conversating with another man, sister, or another woman, brother, and he or she start getting into this conversation with the other person, and he or she start getting emotionally tied to another person. He or she starts sharing his or her hopes and dreams with that other person, and you start noticing your conversation changing with that person. You notice that that person, how he or she dress, you may notice a shift in the change of dress. You may notice a man that was not wearing no cologne, he started wearing cologne. You notice a woman that really wasn't putting on makeup and getting all these new hairstyles, you start noticing all that kind of stuff. You notice that there could be some unfound arguments just to get out the house. Don't you know, my brother and sister, a lot of time a man or woman will start an argument just to get out the house. They could see a piece of lint on the floor and say that you put the lint on the floor and start an argument so they could justify leaving out the house. Some of them justify themselves to the point where they want to go on a trip or something like that. So they call themselves don't want to talk to you for days. So they got to find a way to rattle the cage and hope that you say something like, what's going on? You say what's going on, and they bounce. And then you tried to call him or her, you tried to text him or her, but it went undone for some days. That's how some people do. They think that the grass is greener, but like I always told you, my brother and sister, a lot of time when a person, I mean, let's look at it. A lot of time when people grass look greener, you're looking at your yard and you're looking at another person's yard. Most of the time when the grass is greener, they using something to make that yard look pretty. But what are they using? A lot of time, my brother and sister, they using manure. Did you know that? A lot of time they use manure. So the grass look greener, but there's a lot of manure over there. And that's what normally happens. So that man and woman, they get out there, they bounce on you, their attitude start changing. They start, they don't have no more time for you. They start disrespecting you. They don't have no respect for you. They start rejecting you. And then finally they start ghosting you. And ghosting mean they think they Casper, so they disappear and they won't respond to you. That's what they normally do because they think that woman think that the man who she's talking to, he's better than you. And vice versa. Sister, that man think that woman is better than you. So they bounced on you. You a good man and you're a good woman. The only thing about it, you are a son or daughter of God, and you tried to make a relationship or go with a man or woman that's not a Christian. Number two, you are a band-aid or you are a bridge over troubled water. That's what it is. You are a band-aid or you are a bridge over troubled water. How you doing, Brother Harold Thomas? Welcome to the dinner table. Brother Thomas said, you're right. That person got to want to change, and yes, God going to be involved. Amen, brother. Thank you. So again, number two, you are a band-aid or you are a bridge over troubled water. That means this. The man or the woman that you used to be in a relationship with, for some reason, y'all split up. Okay? Because you try to make it work with an ungodly man or ungodly woman. Now, that man or that woman, they're on bad terms with the person that they're with. Okay? They get on bad terms. So when they're on bad terms with someone, they want to hook up with you for a little while until things simmer. Let me tell you all a story. Let me tell you a story. I'm going to tell you all about a failure. And who is a failure? I'm using myself as an example because I failed, my brother and sister. Now I'm going to take you all back in time. Okay, listen to me, because I know you brother and sister never thought your brother Tony made no errors or did nothing wrong, but I did. Okay, I did. During this particular time, my brother and sister, I was single. Okay, this happened many years ago. There was this woman that I started conversating with. Let me tell you what she told me, my brother and sister. She told me that she was going through a divorce. That's what she told me. She said, I'm going through a divorce. When that woman told me she was going through a divorce, my brother and sister, I should have stopped right then. Because the red flag was she going through a divorce. It was not finished. Okay, it was not finished. So since it was not finished, I started seeing this lady because she told me she was going through a divorce. So we used to hang out and do a whole lot of things together, my brother and sister. I mean, I really thought that we were going to have a pretty decent relationship. I mean, it seemed like everything was going pretty smoothly. It was not that many hiccups at that time. But guess what? She said, I'm going through a divorce. She was not finished. You understand? She was not finished. So let me tell you what happened. As time went by, one day I called her. She would not answer the phone. That same day I texted her. I kept calling. I kept texting. That's just how much I had got into this lady, right? Calling and texting, calling and texting. She didn't respond all that day. I'm thinking that something probably wrong with her, right? That's what I was thinking. Something wrong with her, right? So days and weeks went by. I did not do no drive-bys or nothing like that. Okay. So I stopped calling her and I stopped texting her. So one day, when a few weeks went by, She reached out to me, my brothers and sisters. When she reached out to me, you know what she told me? She told me that her and her husband had gotten back together. Whose fault was that? That was my fault. You know why it was my fault? Because I shouldn't have done it anyway. I'm not blaming her for it. I made a conscious decision, my brother and sister, and got involved in that mess. When I got involved in that mess, I had started getting somewhat emotional tied to this woman. I really did. I started getting emotionally tied with that woman. But what did I learn from that? This is what I learned from that, my brother and sister. I was just a band-aid, or I was a bridge over troubled water. In my case, I was both. I was the band-aid and I was the bridge over troubled water. Let me tell you something, my brother and sister. Listen to this. Listen to me carefully. If you are a single Christian man, if you are a single Christian woman, never, 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 ever, ever, like Andre 3000 say from Outkast, never, ever, never, never, never get involved with a man or a woman that is fresh out of a relationship. Never do it. Because you will either be the band-aid for a moment or you're going to be the bridge over troubled water. A lot of time, my brother and sister, when a man and a woman is coming out of a relationship and you decide to get in a relationship with that man and woman, you can really go wholeheartedly into the relationship with that person. But that person is, a lot of time, he or she be using you and you don't realize it. A lot of time that man and or that woman, they are using you for a pacifier. That's a lot of time what happened. How you doing, my little sister Renee and mama? A lot of time that man or woman using you as a pacifier. How you doing, Sister Flo? Welcome to the dinner table. My little sister Renee and mama, welcome to the dinner table. Listen to me very carefully. That man or that woman using you for a pacifier a lot of time, or a band-aid. He or she is probably not healed. Let me tell you all something. Let me tell you something. I got to go to another part in my life, okay? Let me tell you this. Many, many years ago, I was married. Some of you saying you was married. I thought you were married to Cinderella. I married Cinderella. I made the wrong decision a long time ago. It was a ungodly and godly thing. So I'm responsible for that too. But let me tell you this. At this particular relationship that I was in at that particular time, and I'm guilty when I'm telling you, my brother and sister, I felt guilty. I felt guilty to this point. The lady that I was with during that time, our relationship was over. Our relationship was over. However, I still had feelings for her. Okay, listen, I had feelings for her. So before I get on to the story, let me tell you, first of all, let me throw this in to you, brother and sister. When it comes to a woman breaking up, going through a breakup, and a woman breaking up, women have more support than men. You see, a lot of time women could go cry with their girlfriends and stuff, and their girlfriends or their family member will be there to comfort them, sweet talk them, hug them, and everything. But most of the time, when men going through bad relationship or problem, men don't have support like you sister. We don't have support. If a man go to his boys, and some of you have heard me say that before, a lot of times if a man go to his boys or even his family, he don't want to share that hurt with his family member. He don't want to share that hurt with his friends or his family. Like I done told you, brother and sister, before, men cry in the dark. Men is not going to hardly let too many people know that they're hurting. A man will have that stone-looking face. You know why? Because in the Western civilization, like the United States of America, you know what most men would tell another man that going through emotional problem later? Man up. They said, man up. If a man shares some hurt with another guy or guys, you know what those guys will say? They don't want you complaining too much. You see, men want another man to go ahead, accept it, adjust, and move on with your life. And the other men will say, man, forget her. That's how men talk a lot of times to each other. Man, forget her. Look at all these other women around here. That's how a lot of times men talk to each other. But you women, you all have more support when y'all going through breakups than a man. But back to my story. This lady and our relationship was over, but I still was tied to her. I was so tied to her, okay? Now, I'm trying to go on with my life, but I still had feeling for this other woman. Trying to go on with my life, started going out with this other lady, right? The other lady, she was real nice and sweet and stuff, right? She was nice and sweet. We went out. While we was out, guess who I was thinking about? I was thinking about that other woman. We was having a good time, but guess what? While we were having a good time, I was still thinking about that other woman. So when we got to the woman's house, she got very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. She got real comfortable and she got in her bed. So when she got in her bed, she said, Tony, you can get comfortable. Come lay down with me. But I'm still thinking about this other woman. So I sat in the chair and I said, I'm straight. I'm straight. And she said, why you won't get in the bed with me? You see, I already knew why she wanted me to get in the bed with her. I already knew it because she had changed. Her attire was different. So I know it was in her mind. And I was just messed up. I'll put it that way, my brother and sister. I was just messed up because I was going through this thing. And if I would have really got into a relationship with that woman, I would have did her wrong because I would have been using her as a Band-Aid or a bridge over troubled water. So I did not go. So I pulled myself back because that what happened. And this is what I'm telling you, my brother and sister, some of you Christian brothers and sisters. Let me tell you this. Again, don't get involved with no one that's fresh out of relationship, and don't you get involved with someone when you fresh out of relationship, because if you hurting and you not healed, somebody gonna get hurt. And you see, my brother and sister, I taught you, Christian brother and sister, why you want to hurt somebody else? Because if you start dating someone else or whatever, trying to establish a relationship with that person may come into a relationship, want to get engaged. That person may come into a relationship, want to get married. But you not being straight and honest with that man or woman, thank you, Brother Keith, you trying to be, Sister Flo, you trying to be straight with that person, but you're going to hurt them. And you will let that person do so many things for you. And that person is really sincere, want to be in a relationship with it. And the bad thing about it, brother and sister, you're a Christian. It could be a Christian that want to be in a relationship with you because you was in a debacle relationship with a worldly man or woman. Now here go this Christian man, a Christian woman, and they really get into you. But then you could end up hurting that man or woman because you still tied, you still not side, but soul tied to this other person. You haven't healed. So I'm telling you, my brother and sister, don't you yourself get into a relationship with a man or woman and you're not healed, and don't get in a relationship with no man or woman that's fresh out of relationship. Because most of the time, the one that's coming in, that's not going to be the person that you or he or she going to be with. It's normally going to be somebody else after you. How you doing, Sister Sherry Smith? Okay, understand it. Number 3, he or she need or want something from you. And when he or she gets what he or she wants from you, they're going to leave you again. You understand? Most of the time, my brother, and most of the time, my sister, when you get that phone call, when you get that text, when that man or woman have been gone, they didn't have time for you, they disrespected you, they rejected you, They ghost you, and now all of a sudden Casper appeared again. Casper, the friendly ghost, appeared again, right? So when Casper called you, Casper could be a man, a male or a female. So when Casper called you, brother and sister, he or she want or need something from you. And when Casper get in contact with you, Casper gonna act like nothing ain't happened. Casper gonna want to talk about the good times you all had. That's what Casper want to talk about, the good times you had. But when you want to bring up what caused you to leave, Casper don't want to talk about stuff. Casper might even flip it on you, brother or sister, that you were the problem. But Casper or Casper wants something from you, brother, or Casper wants something from you, sister. And when he or she know you very well, because more than likely you have a roller coaster relationship. You had a seesaw relationship. One time your relationship be up, the other time it go down. One time it be up, one time it be down. As a matter of fact, my brother and sister, I'm just sharing some stuff with you all. When I was in college, my brother and sister, that was this young lady that I was dating. And I know about roller coaster relationships. I know about seesaw relationship. Have you, brother, or have you, sister, ever been in a relationship whereas you be all in and the person not all in? And then it flipped and you're not all in, but the person all in. Have you ever had a roller coaster relationship, my brother and sister? I know what that's like. It's not fun. When you are going up on a roller coaster, it's good. When you're going down, but the ride stops. And so when I'm telling you, my brother and sister, I use that to tell you this. When you go on a roller coaster, you might want to go again because you looking for that thrill on Blueberry Hill. Okay, so that's what's happening. So my brother and sister, thank you, our brother Keith. How you doing, our cousin Rita? Welcome to the dinner table. So let me tell you this, my brother and sister. When a man or woman leave you and here she comes back, most of the time it's something that he or she wants from you. They know what buttons to push. They know they may have to step their game up. That man or woman, they may have to step the game up. But they know they're going to try what used to work on you because they knew you was all in. So they knew you was all in, and they think they could weasel their way back into your life. And I'm talking to you, Christian brother and Christian sister, watch out for these wolves in sheep clothing because there are a lot of them. And these wolves in sheep clothing, I'm telling you, my brother and sister, these are uncircumcised Philistines out there. And they will come and they will destroy you. They will lift you up and pull the robe right from upon you. That's number 3. Number 4, why a man or woman want to come back into your life? He or she is bored. They just bored. It's a Friday night. They ain't got nothing to do. So they pick up the phone. A woman pick up the phone and call Tyrone. Any of you Tyrones out there? The woman pick up the phone and call Tyrone. Some of you Tyrone brothers out there, that word the woman call you. What's up, big head? What you doing, big head? And you get shocked when she calling you on a Friday night because you know when she left you, she was on the book. When she was on the book, she was at a club shaking her thing. Jangalang, jangalang. That's what she was doing. She was shaking her thing on the book live. You see her with her girls with the drinks and stuff. You see her doing that twerking stuff, right? But this particular Friday night, her girls had a date with some of those other guys that playing them, okay? So she all alone, Tyrone. So she alone, Tyrone. She's bored. So she called you. And the only thing you there for at this time, brother, just to help her with her boredness until her girls are free again. She make you feel so good. your toes start curling up. Y'all get together because you probably ain't got nothing to do because you still moping because she left you. And so y'all get together and y'all have a splendid time. You think you're going to get back together, and that Friday night, and she tell you all that good stuff. Y'all do whatever y'all going to do. And then Saturday comes, you just think you're going to pick up. You think you're going to go to breakfast that next day. You think y'all going to be together. And the next thing you know, you call her or text her because she didn't call you. Brother, she didn't call you. You said, call me when you get home, or I call you. She won't answer the phone. She won't call you. You won't text or nothing. And you wonder, what did I do wrong? My name Tyrone, but what did I do wrong? And then Sarah, then you looking back on the book again, and you see something live coming in, a live show, and she down at the club shaking her groove thing again with the girls. She ignored you. And some of you sisters, you let some of these guys, that's right, some of you sisters, you let some of these guys, some of you Betty Boos out there, y'all let some of these guys, you home on a Friday night in your ice cream looking at Lifetime. You in your ice cream, you got a piece of tissue, you crying, you washing your tears away, and you looking at Lifetime. You already seen that movie 100 times. You already know gonna happen. So he called you. And he called you and said, what's up? And then you so happy. You see his number coming over your phone. You get so happy. And then whereas you were crying, you make a whole big adjustment and you act like you so thrilled. And he said, what's up? You know what's up? Football season over with. Him and his boys, they doing other things right now. So he's bored. And he know you ain't been doing nothing. He been hearing about you ain't doing that. He know you one of those women that stay at home most of the time. He know you go to worship service, you may go to work and you back home. He know you ain't out there in the street. So he know you a safe girl. So he call you and you answer the phone and you act real thrilled to see him. And then he said, what's up? Can I come through? And you jump up, you go take a shower, you put your hair together and everything. And he come through there, spend a few moments with you, and then you exhale. You've been waiting to exhale, then you exhale. That joker, then you look at him and you say, where you going? I'm going home. But we had a wonderful time tonight. I'm going home. I tell you what, I would text you or I would call you when I get there. Or better yet, sister, you went to sleep. You went to sleep while he was holding you. And he eased his arms out of the way. That's what he did. He eased his arm. He got his keys where his keys would not make no noise. And he crept out of the door. And he pulled the door so you wouldn't hear it. And then you wake up after a while and you call him. And he in his car or he's somewhere else. Or he won't answer the call at all because he was bored. Number 5, he or she feels lonely. Now, this is a different from being bored. He or she feels lonely and they don't like being by themselves. That's all it is. He or she does. They went out there because the grass is greener. Something happened. They're not with that person no more. And he or she just lonely. And they need company. And they know you would jump just like that. All they have to do is say, jump, and you're going to say, hi, hi. And they were just lonely until someone else come along. Have any of you all experienced that before? Someone else come along. Number 6. Some of you Christian brothers and sisters, number 6. He or she were just riding through the neighborhood just to kill time. They done left somebody else or they done been through another event And then they think about you. And they said, let me see what Tyrone or Betty Boo about, or Rico or Charlene about. And they call you because they were just riding through the neighborhood. Mr. or Miss Roger, they were riding through your neighborhood. So they just killing time. And so they want to come, they want to kick it with you. They kick it with you for a little while, and you think y'all finna get another relationship. Nope, you're not. It was too good to be true. Number 7, and this is the main thing, my brother and sister. Number 7, listen up. He or she left you. For whatever reason he or she left you. Remember, it started with the grass is greener. Number 2, you are a band-aid or a bridge over troubled water. Number 3, he or she needed or wanted something from you, then they left again. Number 4, he or she was bored. Number 5, he or she was feeling lonely. Number 6, they were just riding through Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, your neighborhood, Mr. or Mr. Rogers. And number 7, this is the main thing, brothers. This is why these women want to come back to you. Sister, this is the main thing why these guys want to come back to you. You leveled up. That's right. You leveled up. You are not the same person that they left. You were a godly man. You were a godly woman, but you were trying to make this relationship work with an uncircumcised Philistine man or Philistine woman. Some of you brothers, you were spending your time with Jezebel and Delilah. And some of you sisters were messing up your time with what are some of these evil cats in the Bible? Haman, you know Haman, he was after Esther people. Haman, he was against Malachi, and Malachi was the uncle of what her name? Esther. So you got a Haman, or you got an Ahab. Ahab was what that evil woman name that used to wear all that makeup? What her name? Jezebel. That's what happened. They noticed that you leveled up. You know how they noticed you leveled up? Those evil men and evil women. They noticed that you stopped calling them. They noticed that you stopped texting them. They noticed that you stopped doing drive-bys that you didn't tell nobody about. When your friends told you don't do it. They noticed that you had a change, but they don't know what caused you to change. You know what caused you to change, my brother? You know what caused you to change, my sister? You made a decision. That's right, Sister Cheryl. Cain and Haman. Cain, that's right, Cain. Adam's oldest son. But you know what? You made a decision, and this was a decision. Like your brother Tony, you made a decision. You went to the Lord and you said, Lord, I've been a fool for love. I did not want to do it your way. I did it my way. So therefore, I'm responsible for me getting myself into that stuff, Lord. I can't blame that man. I can't blame that woman. I made a decision. I'm responsible. You gave me, I had discernment, Lord. I seen the red flags. You showed it to me. I thought it was my conscience messing with me, but it was your spirit was telling me no. It was your spirit, Lord, telling me no. I'm thinking in my conscience, and I'm thinking I need to give him or her a chance, but your spirit was saying no. It kept telling me no. I kept seeing all these red flags. I noticed that him or her, they lie all the time. They lie so much, they smile and lie all the time. Speaking of time, he or she never had time for me. In the early days, he or she had time for me, but time started condensing. They didn't have no more time for me. Then they start disrespecting me. They start calling me all kinds of names. The women start calling you guys, you son of a, and then you sister, the man was calling you, you old, or you garden tool. They start disrespecting you, not only personal, but they disrespect you in a public way. They didn't care nothing about how they felt. They start dating other men and women. They didn't care whether you find out or not. They even they even let you know that they were dating somebody else. And they know they could come and go when they please. And you kept letting them do it. You kept letting them come and go when they please. They get mad with the new boyfriend or the girlfriend. They were living with you, and then they come back and move with you for a little while. And then when they smooth it over with that other man or woman, then they leave and go back to them. And you had hope. You thought you could keep hope alive. But that's all they were doing. They were using you. Now they gone again. So you tell the Lord some of this stuff. You tell the Lord some of this stuff. The Lord listened to you. The Lord been wanting to rescue you. Now the Lord wanted you to take accountability, responsibility, and the Lord wants you to let him know that you were the fool for love, but it really wasn't love because you knew you weren't supposed to be in a relationship with that man or woman because you were unequally yoked from the beginning. Thank you, Brother Keith. You were unequally yoked from the beginning. So how can water and oil mix? Or how can light and darkness mix? It doesn't. How can the Spirit of the Lord mix with the devil? It can't mix. You were trying to force a piece of the puzzle together. You were trying to force a relationship. When it comes to a relationship, you don't have to force it. It's going to move fluently. So now you need the Lord. You need to tell the Lord, I'm sorry. Help me. I'm hopeless. I'm so tied to that man. I'm so tied to that woman. I can't break it by myself. I tried my best not to call him or her, but I find myself doing it. I find myself texting him or her. They won't text me back. Or if they text me back, they text me back with one word. If I call them, my voice go to voicemail. Lord, I hope that I didn't leave no voice message on my phone, on their phone, because if I left a voice message, I know I leave a long voice message. Let me tell you that, my brother and sister. Let me tell you this. Listen to me very carefully. Don't leave long voicemails on people's phone, especially when they're dogging you out. Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to let other people listen to your voice, and they're going to be laughing at you. They're going to be laughing. Don't let them get some of that spirit stuff. And when I say spirit, that alcohol in them. They get that alcohol in them, and the men's with their guys, their boys, or the women with their girls, and they say, "Let me listen to what this fool's saying." That's what they do. They get that look and stuff. Let y'all listen to this fool. Listen to this fool. So they play it. And they start laughing at you. Or they let people read your text. You just open up to them. How much you love them. How much you need them. Please come back to me. Please. Then you have all those little sad smiley faces on there. And you have all those hearts. And then you have a prayer hand and all that kind of stuff. Please come back to me. Please come back to me. Please. And let me tell you what some of you brothers and sisters, you better never do this, but let me tell you what some people do. What some of you do, not all of you, what some of you have done, you take pictures of your body and you send it to their phones. You may make a video of yourself stimulating yourself, your body, because you think your body, Sisters, I really need to talk to you all about this. Some of you sisters, you take video pictures of your body. I'm just telling you, what that little device that they got out there now, it's some little device out there. What ladies, they be buying them off the shelves. It's in the family of vibrators. So you this instrument and you filming yourself doing it. And while you filming yourself doing it, you send it to old boy. That's why old boy calling you. Because that's all, he just excited for the moment. And let me tell you what old boy might do. Old boy may let his boys see it. That's why some of you sisters, old boys, they be calling you, or they just in the neighborhood, they come through because of what you said or what you did, what you sent to them. I could go on and on and on, but you leveled up. So when you pray to the Lord, they take that person out. You remember I say, you go to no contact, right? When you go to no contact, you just go to no contact. And you're going to notice, my brother and sister, that as time go on, you're not going to think about that man and woman as much as you used to. You're not going to do it. And then one day you're going to be saying, dog, I haven't thought about him or her today. That's what you're going to probably say. So what you're happening now, you're spending time with the Lord, and the Lord is healing you. And he's healing you because you follow after the Lord more. You put the Lord back in his rightful place, and you following him. So you follow him. And this is especially for you single brother and sister. Then the Lord orchestrate for the right man or woman to come in your life. When the Lord orchestrate the right man or woman to come in your life, and then the Lord bless your relationship, because that's who he wanted you to be with from the get-go. But you wasting time. So when God bring the right person with you, and both of you all are in sync with one another, the Lord merge your spirits together, your soul together, your will, your emotion, and your body, and your finance, and everything. The Lord makes you all one. That's right, Brother Keith. God will give you peace. So when the Lord makes you one, guess what? You start elevating, because the Lord got the right person in your life. And let me tell you something, my brother and sister. Some of you don't realize this. The Lord been trying to tear that person away from you. I had to put that in there. The Lord been trying to, call the Lord saying that you won't let him or her go. And the Lord said, I got to help him or her. And sometimes the Lord trying to tear that person away from you, but you still hold on to that person's leg, won't let them go. But back to what I was saying, you with that right person, and the Lord leveling you up. You leveling up, you level up, and you exceeding. Then that worldly man or that worldly woman, they get the word. They see it on the book. They see it in public. Somebody call, somebody text and say, you know that guy that you used to be with? Child, you ought to see how he doing now. You know that girl that you used to be with? Man, you need to see her now. You need to see her now. Or, man, old girl that you used to be with, she about to get married. That guy that you used to be with, he looking good, he looking suave and everything. He getting married. Or you already got married, and they find out through the grapevine. Hello, Marvin Gaye and Gladys Knight. They heard it through the grapevine. Or Roger Troutman too. He tried it too, and they heard it through the grapevine. And you leveling up, and now here they come. Because God have blessed you through his son, Jesus Christ. He blessed you, and you leveling up. You're doing what God wants you to do. And here come this parasite. They want to get on you like a leech and suck you dry. Whatever the Lord have blessed you with, Here come those parasites. Don't get tempted by the parasite. Don't get tempted by the parasite, because it's hard to get a leech off you. You can't just pull a leech off you like that. Or these parasites, these leeches, and some of these ticks, they get on you, and all they want is they want to suck you dry. And then you go through all kinds of problems. Brother or sister, when the Lord starts leveling you with the right person, those ex people that left you, that didn't want to spend time with you, they treated you with no respect, they rejected you and they ghost you, they want to come back. A lot of times they want to come back because they want to see just can they break you up. They really don't want you. They just want to see, can they break you up? Do they still have that? That's all they want. And then some of them, they really want to come back. They really want to come back because the Lord has leveled you up, and now they want some of that sunshine. But it was not meant for them. Brother and sister, when the Lord ever put you with the right person, those people in your past, that was a lesson for you. Even though you hurt, you made the wrong decision because you made that call. Brother, you made that call, sister, you made that call. You made the wrong decision. A lot of times we make the wrong decision when it comes to relationship. You got prodigal, but the Lord took you back. He leveled you up, and the Lord going to keep leveling you up with the right person. Don't take a chance going backwards with those zeros. All they want to do, my brother and sister, they are liabilities. They are not assets. When you were with them, you were the asset in the relationship. They were the liabilities. Thank you, Cousin Rita. Cousin Rita said you're on point. They want to see if they still got it. That's right, Cousin Rita. Don't go. They zeros. They liabilities. Which one of you right now want to pay those bills every 30 days? Which one of you be so glad to pay a bill? Oh, here go the mortgage. I'm so glad to pay that mortgage. Here go the car note. I feel thrilled to pay my car note. Oh, the insurance. I feel so thrilled. I feel so thrilled paying all these bills. Which one of you honestly like paying bills? Bills, my brother and sister, are liabilities. Assets have value, what you own. When it comes to a relationship, my brother and sister, you better know some accounting. Because when it comes to accounting, the basic concept is assets and liabilities. But the thing about it, do you have more assets than liabilities? If you have more assets than liabilities, you got a profit. You're in the black. If you have more liability than assets, you are in the red. Why do you think when they have Christmas time, when they say, when you hear that color black, you hear a lot about black this and black that. What do you think they mean in accounting? Red mean lose, black mean they gain. Don't get with these liabilities. Why, brother, and why, sister, you want to get with these liabilities? Why, brother, or why, sister, when they call you and text you, and God level you with the right person, and they say something like, hey, big head, or hey, boo and stuff, that just thrills you. Or they call you that old pet name that they used to call you. Why are you buying that crap? Why are you buying it? Those are Satan's sons and daughters. Don't you know, my brother and sister, that Satan transformed himself into an angel of light? Satan don't look like what Hollywood say, red with a long tail and a pitchfork. Satan don't look like that. Satan was one of the most beautiful creation God made. Because God even described in the Bible how Satan looked. Satan didn't look hideous. That's Hollywood. And a lot of Satan's sons, they 6 feet 2, got 6 packs, look nice, got swole, well groomed, got that big house on the hill and all that kind of stuff, and could take you around the world in less than 80 days, and got money in the bank for those of you that love money. And then some of you brothers, she still look good. Look, ooh, she look like Halle Berry. She looked so much like Halle Berry, and she shaped just like Janet Jackson. She got that. She's a CEO at a Fortune 500 club. Boy, brothers, she got some bank, brother. She got that big house, brother, meaning I could go over there in the crib. I don't need a job. All I have to do is play PlayStation all the time. She gonna take care of me. All I got to do is know how to say some sweet things to her. That's stuff. But what comes with Satan's sons and Satan's daughter? They bring you the world, but you lose your soul. What would a man or a woman give up for his or her soul? That's the only thing you have, brothers. That's the only thing you have, sister. Your asset is your soul. Brothers and sisters, it's best to be with someone that you have a spiritual connection to, that the Lord bring into your life, that, like Brother Keith said, peace. You want to be in a peaceful relationship, because the Lord is not a God of confusion, but of peace. You need peace in your relationship. You don't need chaos. Any of you brother and you sister were holding on to these worldly men and women. Look at the chaos they call it. Look at the discord they call it. And you spend all those money at the counselor. All these counselors want to do is take your money. Ungodly kind. Yes, they went to school for it, but all you're gonna do, you're gonna lay on that little sofa in those counselor office. They're gonna be writing. Where is it at? They're gonna be writing with their little glasses on. They just gonna be writing. You're gonna be doing the talking, and they're gonna throw a few words at you. And then you're gonna think they really help you, but they didn't help you at all. All they did was say, "Here, this is how much you pay to the next time." So they keep having you come back, and then some of you brothers and sisters, you end up on Prozac because you getting depressed off of those men and women that depressing you. You losing weight, you can't sleep. You about to lose your job because you can't concentrate on your job. You about to hit that car, you went through the red light. You thought it was green. You was in a daze. You walk across the street to the store or wherever, and you're not looking both ways. Here come that Mack truck. Bam, you dead. That man or woman, you obsessed with the wrong man and wrong woman. Why you want these type of men and women to come back in your life? Because they had your toes to curl a little bit? Is that what it is? Because they look good on your arms? Is that what it is? They made you felt important because of who he or she is? You better think again, brother and sister. The most important relationship that you need to secure and keep in your life is Jesus. Jesus, the Son of God. That's the person that you need in your life. When it comes down to it, my brother and sister, he is the most important relationship that you need to have. Brother and sister, you need to get a relationship with Jesus today. Tomorrow is not promised. As a matter of fact, the next second is not promised. You don't know whether you're going to die in the next second. You don't know what's going to happen the next day. You don't know. You gambling. You gambling with your life. You better make sure your relationship with Jesus is on point. You can't go to Jesus talk about all your good works. Cause the Bible say our works before God is like filthy rag. Our righteousness before God is like filthy rag. The only way, brother and sister, you're gonna get a real relationship with Jesus based on what Jesus did on the cross. That's why he died for people that came before him, people that was there when he was there, and people that came after him. Jesus died for your past sins, your present sin, and your future sin. You will never be perfect until Jesus comes. But you will be justified. You justified mean you got a clean slate with God because you got a relationship with Jesus. Sanctification means Jesus is gonna keep you clean until he come back. Sanctification is Jesus' blood washing you continuously as long as you walk in the light. And not saying that you won't make no error, no mistake. Then when Jesus comes, you're going to be glorified because God's going to put your soul into your new body. And that's when you're going to be glorified. So that's the relationship that's most important to you, my brother and sister. So in the meantime, if the Lord bring you your mate, enjoy the moment. And don't make excuses for spending quality time with that person that the Lord brings to your life. Enjoy every moment. Make purpose time with the right person. Okay? If you have any question or comment, my brother and sister, go ahead and put the word wait in the comment section and ask any question or make your comment. If not, I'm going to go ahead and give you your plate so you can go ahead and eat. You know, you can use it or later on, throw it in your microwave or share with some other family member and friend. Go ahead and take this extra soul food out, okay? You've been fed tonight at the dinner table. I love you, brothers. I love you, sisters. I hope that you take in account what I said tonight, okay? Because I don't want you all walking down that road when a person from your past come back into your life for no good. I love you, brother. I love you, sister. Peace out.